You probably want to check that one out. But I mean, mTw are very well now known for their CS team. So to be picked up in that organization, you have to have something really great to offer. So, you know, I'm still waiting to see that. We've only seen one round, so I don't want to write him off just yet from the team of mTw. So as we go into the second match, and across the top, you can see mTw with Cerberus, Phaloris, and Don, I'll call him. And across the bottom is O'Reilly, Zom, and another from SK. And we're on Nagrand, which is probably what mTw would have wanted, especially with the Shaman being very hard to kite off if you're going to pillar chase. I hate enhancement Shamans, or chasing even healing Shamans that spec toughness around pillars, by the way. It's absolute rubbish. So 15 seconds to go then. Sacrifice comes out. I'm going to follow the enhancement Shaman to start with. I'm sure that's where all the action will be as we get ready then to go into round 2 of the ESL Masters Global Challenge. So setting up really offensively here behind this wall.
Yeah, we do have
the
Zom.
mTw team. And Zom's not going to go running off looking crazily for any of these anytime soon. So they're probably just talking about tactics, who they're going to open on. I mean, I'd imagine the SK team being more confident, they're going to move in soon, look for someone who's in a bad position, see if they can get a good opener. But I mean, surely it's better for SK if they can pull the fight into the center.
Yeah, it definitely is, because the mage is going to have more opportunities to set up those shatter combos.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I think what Zom is doing right now is he's basically protecting that right stealth buff. So when it does spawn, he's going to be able to get over to the person who's going to be going and taking it.
It's going to be a little while, but here we go then. So another goes in. There was a Frost Nova. Zom comes in and goes, as we expected, straight onto the Shaman. And we'll see the positioning. We see some Ice Lancers coming on to kill the totems. Here comes out the pet, and it's going to be a shatter combo. They pop Bloodlust, so they've got extra healing. And another actually goes into Ice Block, comes out instantly to get back onto the DPS of Don. And Don is sitting very, very comfy at the moment, but thankfully, he actually has his shield out this time.
Yeah, and Power Infusion has already been used on the mage, which, you know, increases his... or on the priest, I'm sorry, makes his cast time a lot faster. So another already using that ice block, though, offensively, to try to stay on the target. And
actually, we see a trinket from Cerberus there as he was in poly, and Zom just constantly still sticking to his target of the enhancement Shaman. There comes a fear from O'Reilly, and it was a nice one. It's going to offset him a little bit, and after that fear, they deem themselves worthy to get a kill. He's in kidney shot. The Cerberus is, was blinded, and so surely there can be a shatter combo coming out soon. But I honestly don't see it, as Don goes down to 4k HP, and they're grinding away at him so hard here, Vihal.
Yeah, and one of the things we started to see is mages using more arcane missiles than they have been in the past. But this Don wants it. I mean, look at him. He's just staying there with his sword and shield, or shield and mace, rather.
I mean, wouldn't it be better if he just turned around and started hitting the
Well, he's
rogue?
trying to kill the pet, and he hasn't gotten a kill. So right from the start, that fight was completely in SK's favor.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, killing the enhancement Shaman, we kind of predicted it to happen, but they didn't seem to want to the move, and the positioning is really important. I mean, surely the Druid and enhancement Shaman could work together well enough to avoid a lot of the damage from the mage, and then leave the Warlock to control the mage. So the mage was never in position, but what they did, they just kind of bunked up against the wall, and the mage was always had, you know, room to play with, that he could, you know, move kite and still do damage. So SK just completely taking advantage of the inexperienced mTw team, as you know, they continue to fight on, and Warlock Druid, thankfully it's not 2v2, so this should be over reasonably soon. Here comes a counterspell then onto the Druid. Surely some damage onto the Warlock, and he goes down to half health. But I mean, can mTw, Vihal, I don't know if you've spoke to him, play any other setups?
I haven't, didn't get a chance to speak with them this morning, but no, as far as I know, that's what they run, and they came here to run that. So I don't know, maybe they have a couple different setups planned. I mean, if that if enhancement Shaman can play Warrior, that's a good setup to run against them.
Warriors, as we all know, easy. Actually, they're not. It's playing a good Warrior. And actually, really going very, very low, and actually out of mana. So, I mean, sorry, the fight is still on. And as I continue, you see Cerberus now still doing damage. He's got his Druid behind him on 3k. He's going to want to tap soon, although he sits at half health, and his pet was dead. But he brings it back up. And he's got Nightfall procs. We can do some damage onto the Rogue, so they could go onto this Mutilate Rogue if they wanted, but I'm not sure they would be able to get a kill. And O'Reilly actually taps up to 1k mana. It seemed like SK maybe were playing a bit overconfident in the sense that they thought they would actually won.
You do see the deep meditation buff, which is the trinket.
Yep.
From
it's the little
SSC.
kind of
Earring of Soulful Meditation.
Guy.
So one of the things that we can see that you can at home is we can see ghosts while they're in the arena. So and we can see stealth players. So that shaman isn't stealthed. He's dead.
About to leave and throw a heal or something. Can't do much actually, even if the enhancement shaman leaves. So O'Reilly then is the target. Zom on Cerberus. O'Reilly still at 1,700 mana. Going to throw out a flash heal. He was, I think that actually missed the pet counter. And O'Reilly down then to half health once again. Cerberus now still the target as he goes very, very low. And eventually goes down, and a pretty amazing continued fight there, actually, for the team of mTw. And it makes you wonder if they didn't have to support that horrible enhancement shaman, not as in play, but and how useless he was in that fight, how well they could have done with another team member.
No, I think it just shows exactly what's wrong with druids.
Enhancement shamans.
No,
yeah.
druids. Druids as in why that fight just dragged on and on, because it was a warlock with undispellable fell armor and a druid who was just life blooming over and over and over and over.
Yeah, and that's one point, but the point I was trying to, well, okay, sounds like a sports show now, but the point I was trying to make is that the enhancement shaman was just not allowing him to do anything because he was just draining mana, draining the mana of the druid and taking too much damage. So surely switch out the enhancement shaman, stick in a warrior. I mean, if you're playing one melee class, you can play another. I mean, especially if you're coming to these professional tournaments, and then they're going to have a shot at beating SK, but otherwise they're not. But SK are so like good, and they've been playing RMP so long, and they're one of the most famous RMPs in Europe, especially. I mean, I've seen them in Season 3 just kind of like just play up to 2.4k within like a couple of days, and they know how to handle especially warriors. But since it's Season 4, Warlock has got improved or buffed. Would rather see a closer game using a warrior.